Let's make a floral card just because. Hey everyone, my name is Brennan and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, this video has no rhyme or reason, technique, or anything I'm sharing. It's just me making a card for fun. You know what? I think the card comes out pretty good. I did want to use some new product that I had on hand that I picked up a while ago, and I was like, you know what? Let's just make a card. Let me film it, and it will be a nice video for you guys to watch. All the products I use throughout this video will be linked in the description. Those are affiliate links, so it's only fair that I tell you guys, but there's no pressure to buy anything. Just watch the video, and I really hope you enjoy. So without further ado, let's get to card making. So today, we're going to be using some decently new products. Not entirely new, but semi-new within the past few months. So like, kind of recent. First up, we have the Spring Stem Stamps and coordinating products, the coordinating dies, and the coordinating stencils. I saw this stamp set and I absolutely loved it and knew I needed to have it. What I really appreciate about this is the amount of sentiments and the really nice sentiments that you're going to use. So very grateful for you. Thankful for your friendship, sending sunshine just because, missing you, thinking of you, sending smiles. Those are all very essential sentiments that a lot of card makers use. And what I love even more is that on the dies, Christina and Concord and Ninth added the sentiment to the die, so you know exactly which one goes with which. You don't have to be like, I think this shape's gonna be this one, but I'm not sure. You just know. You just know, and that is incredible. So I'm so happy for that. And then for our background, I'm gonna be using this amazing stencil from Pretty Pink Posh called Dandelion Background. I think it will just be a nice touch to our background. It's nothing too crazy, but it'll be nice and simple. So let's get to making. So I want to start today with our background. Right here, I have a piece of eggplant cardstock from Concord and Ninth, and it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'm now going to pull out my stamp wheel just so we can use that sticky mat. Also, let me know if you've been noticing this. I feel like my sticky mat has gotten slightly big for the stamp wheel, and now it won't lay flat. I don't know. It's a great product and I love it, but that's just slightly annoying me. But I can still use it fine. It's just slightly annoying. It's like I get air bubbles, push them out under it, and then they come back. It's okay. So now we have the stamp wheel in there, we have the piece of cardstock, and we're gonna take our stencil. We're just gonna lay this right on top, nothing crazy, just literally putting the stencil to cover their cardstock. Like so. And we're gonna press that down. For ink, we're going to use Glam. And if you don't have this, I know you probably have a similar dark purple. And guess what? If you don't have a dark purple, use an embossing clear ink. That also helps to darken it and makes it look really nice. But we're going to use Glam today. So I have my purple blending brush here, and we are just going to ink it up. We're going to swipe all this ink on, make sure we get our blending brush nice and inked up, like so. It's pretty dark anyways, you can't really see the color difference. And then I'm just going to tap it off. I find this helps with reducing harsh edges. So I'm just coming along here and getting this stencil nice and inky. We want to make sure we have total coverage of where the ink can actually get through to the paper, because we don't want any parts of the dandelions missing. We want all the dandelions to be there. Okay, perfect. This one's slightly light too, but I think it will be okay. So we are going to leave this as our background. So with our background done for now, I'm going to take out the spring stem stamps and we're going to use a flower and we're going to stencil it all in. So I have my Misty here and I am just going to put in a piece of my hammermill cardstock and then the flower kind of like this, just because I want to not waste this entire sheet. Now we'll just lift this up, pick it up. And then on new stamps, I just like to come in with my hand and kind of wipe them down. That way I find you get a better inking up the first time you do it, but that could also just be completely in my head and not really true. So to each its own. Now I'm gonna go in with some Stellar ink in the color Black Widow. I haven't used this one in a while, but I remember it being really good. So I'm like, why don't I use it today? So we're just gonna ink this all up and we can come down here and stamp it down. And that looks really nice. I mean, it's Simon Hurley, so of course it does. We don't even have to stamp that twice. So perfect. I'm really happy with this. So we can get to stenciling now. So I have the stencil here, the spring stem stencil, the coordinating stencil. So I'm going to go in with some pink. We're going to do Party Dress, and this is going to look really nice. I'm not going to use a sticky mat just because since I'm going to be repositioning it so much, it really doesn't make sense to have to lift it back up, stick it back down, lift it back up, stick it back down. We're just going to hold it in place and hope for the best. So I'm just going to tap this in over here and then tap it off because I don't want to get any harsh lines because this time you'd actually be able to see them. So I'm just going to hold this down real tight and tap off even a little bit more. And then I'm going to go around the edges and just, start to add a little bit of ink. Nothing crazy. And I do need a little bit more ink, I think. So we're going to take some more and just keep going around. And I think this is looking pretty good. And then I do want to get one dark go around on the edges. So we're going to do one more go around and darken them up a little bit more. And there we go. I think that is our finished first flower. I'm just going to hold it up for you guys so you can see it better. And now I'm going to do that same exact thing for the other two and these little guys over here. So now that all of our flowers are done, we're going to move to the leaves and the stems. I'm just going to go in and kind of do the same thing we did, except I'm just going to use residual ink. I have my little Altenew blending brush here. I love these. If you don't have them, I'm not saying you need them, but I'm saying they are a great tool. I think we're just going to use residual ink because there's some green on here and I want it to be light anyways. So I'm not really seeing a reason to re-ink them up. Basically, the color is going to be close to probably Grass Skirt from Catherine Pooler because that's the green I use the most, especially when using this brush. So it will be like a very light Grass Skirt, maybe more like Garden Party just because of how light it is. If you don't know what those look like, I don't know where Grass Skirt is, but here's Garden Party. So similar to that. And we're just going to move that back and see. Perfect. And now I do need to wipe this stencil down just a little because I don't want to go in with that pink that close to this leaf. But now we're all good. So we're going to do a very, very similar technique to what we did with our flowers. We're just going to start from the bottom here and blend it out almost, if not too white at the top. That way we get that similar soft feeling to the leaves that we have on the flowers. And bam. And just for a quick close-up so you can see that, it's much darker down here than it is at the top. Now we're just going to do this 2 more times. So our flower here is all done and I'm really, really happy with how it's looking. So now I'm going to use the coordinating dies to cut this out and we'll use them later when we do a sentiment, but I just don't want to choose a sentiment now because I don't know exactly which one will fit yet. Okay, so we have our flower all cut out, and while we could just plop this on here, I don't want to do that. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these oval nesting dies from Hero Arts. They're literally just called oval nesting dies. They're the 3rd biggest and the 4th biggest. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the slightly smaller one be cut out of eggplant cardstock, and then the outer one is going to be cut in gold. That way, we can have a nice purple center and a gold border. Purple oval and eggplant cut. Gold oval and some gold metallic cardstock, and our flower. So let's start assembling this, and then at the end, we'll decide what sentiment we want to do. I'm leaning towards Thinking of You because I don't have a lot of Thinking of You cards made, and I feel like a Thinking of You card is probably one of, if not the most general card there is, because it'd be like Thinking of You. It could literally just be Thinking of You. Thinking of You is like a hello. Thinking of You is a sympathy or a get well soon. So, I feel like it could even be like a birthday card, Thinking of You on your special day. So I feel like there's so much you can do with a Thinking of You card. Okay, so we have our gold and purple ovals glued together. And then we're going to just glue the flower right on. I was thinking about popping it up with foam tape, but I think we're just going to pop the ovals up with foam tape all together. So I do want this to be centered, and I think this is going to look nice. So we're going to do it just like that. So add a little bit of glue to the back, or a lot. Okay, I think this is good. Let me just straighten that out a little bit. Okay, I'm really liking that. So now we can see how it's going to look on here, and I think that is really, really nice. So what I want to do now is pop this up with foam tape, and then we'll go in with a sentiment. Like I said, Thinking of You is right here. If we put that there, I think it will look really, really nice. So let's do that. So let's pop this up with foam tape. I have some black foam tape from Altenew. It's thin, but it's wide, and I really, really like it. So we are just going to add a bunch back here to this oval. I like to take a big piece and then rip it. That way I don't have to keep holding. So in comparison, are you using more foam tape than me? But I just don't want any chance of this card like not making it through the mail. So like, I just don't want to risk it falling apart or not getting mailed or like getting bent. And I feel like all the foam tape helps to prevent that. Let me know what you think. All of our release paper, except that little piece, is removed and I'm not taking that off. So we're going to try our best here to align this up. That looks pretty even, I feel like. So we're going to just gently place it down. And actually, no. Yeah, we're going to go for it because I can't get that back up. It's not perfect, but it's okay. I'm happy with it. I think it's still going to be nice. And then when we add our sentiment over here, I think it just should be slightly over here more. But when we add our sentiment here, like this, it'll kind of like bring our attention away from that, I hope. So I'm now just going to stamp this out in gold embossing powder on white cardstock, and I'll be right back. So we have our little thinking of you all stamped out, and just look at that shine and embossed. It's embossed, but that shine is so pretty. And then we're going to come over here. We're going to look for the one that says thinking of you. Perfect. And then we're just going to peel it up like that. So we have the sentiment all done, and I'm so happy with it. It's like so perfect for this card, I think. And I'm going to glue this right here. But first, I'm just going to take a little piece that I had left over from earlier and place it right here of foam tape. That way, the thinking of you is able to like be out there on its own and fine and stuck down to the card and not just levitating in the middle of space, because no one wants to levitate in the middle of space except for astronauts. And this thinking of you isn't an astronaut. If you didn't know. Yeah, I'm sorry, he's not. So we're just going to put this down right here. And there we go. There is our finished card. I am so happy with how this came out. I think that stencil from Pretty Pink Posh is amazing. And I absolutely, of course, love the coordinating products with the flower, the sentiments, the dies, everything from Christina. It's all great. And I'm so happy with how this card came out. So what do you guys think about this card? I think sometimes we just need to sit down and make without any reason. For you guys, it would be making without having someone to give the card to, just making the card just to make the card. And for me, that would just be making a card, not because I have to post it for a company, not because I have to have an Instagram post, not even because I have to have a video. I just film this for fun, and I think that's the most fun we can have in our craft rooms. Like I said before, all of the products will be linked down below in the description. Those are affiliate links, and you totally don't have to buy them. I just put them there for ease for you if you do choose to. And that does help my channel, but like I've said before, and I will always say, your viewership is more than enough, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and bye everyone! Happy crafting!